Well then, gang, I'm finally gonna give you the trip report. I know it's been a while, but I had a lot of things to do, and it's about time that I give it to you. And so, anyway, I had to try and recall where I went, what I did. So I wrote down some notes for myself. So anyway, I arrived on April 19th, and Fuji and Bobby and Daryl was kind enough to come and pick me up at the airport. And this time I brought my scooter with me. I'm going to be going up to Colorado on June 3rd to the 6th, and then back to Vegas from the 6th to the 10th of June. So I decided I wanted to take my scooter with me on this trip just to see how it is to go up in Colorado, because they don't have scooters there. It's a small mining town at Black Hawk. So anyway, it's great that I brought it up. And Daryl was gracious enough to come pick me up with his truck, and so we just picked it up, threw it in his truck. So I got in at April 19th, checked into El Cortez, and Fuji was already checked in there. So went down, unloaded our things, and went across the street to have some dinner, because I didn't get in till about 7:30, 8 o'clock that evening. So we went across the street and we ate at Sushi Ichiban. Mar also came across to join us. We called her, come on down, come have some sushi with us and have dinner. So we did. Also went to, that night after we got through eating, we went over to Palace Station. Never been there in my life, in any of the station casinos except for Green Valley. So anyway, we went to Palace Station to go check it out, because coming June when I'm up there, I'm probably going to do some filming at the Palace Station. So I went up there with Fuji, Daryl, Bobby Damaso from Honolulu, and Samu joined us from TTUC, Texas Dice Club. So we all ended up at the Palace Station. It's a nice place, I thought. It's pretty mellow. The tables were similar to the Fremont type of tables, pretty hard surface. And we ended up playing there for a while, just checking it out, maybe an hour or two. I think all of us made some money. Not a big amount, but enough money. I think I made like 300. Other people made 100 something. Maybe Samu made about 300. Anyway, it was a nice time. At least I got to see there and know what to expect when I go up in June to film in that casino. Then we went back down to, I guess, downtown, and played a little bit at the Fremont and the El Cortez for the rest of the night, and then went back to bed. So El Cortez, you know, I always like that place. It's very mellow. If you haven't been there, go check it out. It's a great place. Real kickback, family owned, not owned by corporations. So really nice place. So anyway, on April 20th, we went down, me, Fuji, Daryl, to eat some breakfast at Seagulls, which is in the El Cortez casino. Then we hit the tables for some practice, and I met up with Dave from Same Bed. He came down to join us because on the 20th, we were going to do some filming at the El Cortez in the afternoon from 3 o'clock, I thought, till 5, but we actually went over 3 hours. So it was a great roll. Everybody had a great time. You got to check this video out when I put it out. You're not going to regret it. There were some monster rolls. It actually took over 3 hours to make one time around the table. So you know, a lot of great rolls were thrown. A lot of people made some money. I heard that we took like 17 grand off of the table. Unfortunately, I wasn't on the table. I was tending the cameras, and at the very end, I told Fuji, let me half with you, 500 a piece. Go ahead and cash out your 3,000 profit that he had. And in about 15 minutes, because the table was hitting pretty decent, Fuji and I cashed out about 1,500, so I made $750. At least I made something off the table. So anyway, that was we did the filming. So at the filming, I invited a lot of different people to come and join us, and I had Samu there from, like I said, TTUC. Thanks, Samu, for coming. I also had Grant, Mar, and John G from the HCS crew. Thank you guys all for showing up and joining us. Also had Rick Skinner, and VDC, and Nate Fernandez. If you don't know him, he's known like Darth Vader. He's a dice influencer teacher who lives in Vegas. We had Bobby Damaso, Fuji, Daryl, Ting. That's Billy Chiang. If you don't know him, Ting, he's the guy who does the stimulus, $1,200, $1,800 stimulus strategy. They were all there, and a few others. Anyway, before I went to the filming, before we did the filming, I came down in the morning. I just wanted to practice on the table. So I think there was like maybe me, Fuji, Dave from Simbat was there. And I was throwing from stick left one, which I normally throw backhand, but I just wanted to try out the tables, and no one else was on the table. So I threw, I think, a 45-minute roll. Dave was laughing when I was talking to him because, just taking my time and throwing the dice. So about a 45-minute roll. But I started off with, I think, about a $500 or $300 buy-in. Not really sure. Made some, lost some, made some, lost some, and then ended up with like $75 left. And so I was thinking, what can I play? Well, I decided I'm going to play my Easy 75, but I didn't have any money to hop, so I borrowed $2 from Fuji so I could hop my 5 and started from there. And because of the long roll that I had, just from starting from the Easy 75, I cashed out, I think, like $1,440. So that was a great comeback. Then we went into the filming after that in the afternoon. That started at 3 o'clock. Let's see. After the filming, Fuji, Dave, Daryl, Bobby, we all went to Seagulls and have dinner that night. And we had prime rib, and some guys had fried rice like myself. They have all types of food there, so it was great. Then, let's see, later that night, I guess we went casino hopping and ended up at the Nugget where Daryl Yabuta, which is part of our crew, hit the Nugget ATS, all tall, all small. And that was a great throw from Daryl. So at the filming, like I said, I invited everybody. We had Craps Nation there with HCS guys there. We had Craps Hawaii there, and we all had a great time. You just check out the video. I'm going to be posting it hopefully soon. April 21st, I grabbed some breakfast, headed to the tables. Then we was off to Casino Quest at, I think it was 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Went there just to have some fun. We had our own private table, and then some other people joined in, and we had some great times practicing. And it helps, when you get to practice, you're throwing, you're betting. So Casino Quest, that's the place to go if you need to practice before. You go to the casinos to play real money. And then also, where did we go? Casino Quest. And then we went out to me and Ting and Fuji and Fuji's mom, and it was Fuji's mom's birthday. So Fuji and his cousin and his mom and Ting and myself, we went to the Rio for some Chinese dinner, which was pretty good. Like I must say, roast duck, some cake noodles, some um, Chinese, sweet sour, shrimp, and eggplant. I mean, it was a great dinner that we had. And then after dinner, we headed to the Orleans, and that was, I was gonna head on to check out of the Alcatraz and then take my luggage to the Nugget where I was gonna check in. So anyway, when I to retrack a little bit, that morning when I changed clothes, packed my bags, and was moving over to the Nugget, it was the 21st. Could have been the 22nd, but anyway, I noticed that my dress shorts pockets, they're not very deep on dress shorts. Yeah, the pockets in the front, they're not very deep. So I just said, well, it's okay. I'm gonna go over to the Nugget. I'll change my shorts at the Nugget, just because I had some money that I usually keep in my front pocket. So went to the Nugget, but the rooms was not ready, so I had no chance to change my shorts. So anyway, that's when we went over to Casino Quest. We went all over the place. Then we went head out to the Rio for the dinner for Fuji's mom's birthday. Well, anyway, from there we went to, like I said, we went to Orleans. So we were gonna play over there for a little while. But then when I we got to the tables, I reached in my pocket and I had $700 in my pocket in a rubber band, and found out it wasn't there. So for some reason I lost it somewhere along the way because taking my scooter, loading it in the truck, getting my hands in my pocket, taking out the key for my scooter, and all that. My fault. I should have known better, but anyway, lost the $700. So we got on the table. Fuji lent me some money to play with, and my mind wasn't into the game. My mind was thinking, where did I lose that money, right? So anyway, got off the table. Fuji was nice enough to say, well, let's go backtrack and see maybe where we parked at the Rio. And so you should have seen me. Where the parking was dark already, so I thought, oh, maybe the money fell out over there. Could be under the cars. I was there with a small little flashlight on my knees looking under the cars for $700. But anyway, it wasn't there. And then came back to where we did valet parking at Orleans to see if anybody there found it. When we took the scooter out of the car, nobody found it. So anyway, we decided we're going to go back to downtown. So went back to downtown. Let's see. Anyway, so we ended up downtown. Went to the Cal to check it out, see what was happening at the Cal. Nothing was really happening that was exciting, I guess, but the tables were full, so we didn't want to just stay there and hang around. So we ended up going back down to the Nugget. And after the Nugget, that's where we played for the rest of the night at the Nugget, and then closed that out for that night. April 22nd, I got up. Fuji gave me a call. He was still at El Cortez because that's where he was staying, and he was going to be checking out on the 22nd, I think, was it? Oh no, he's checking out on the 23rd. But anyway, he called me, so I went down and go play for a while with him at the El Cortez. And later on that night, after dinner and things like that, we decided let's go check out the Gold Coast. I've been to the Gold Coast long time ago, many years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I haven't been there since. It's kind of out of the way for me, and because I was on a scooter, I couldn't go over there and then end up walking. But this time, because Fuji had his car and took my scooter with him, and so me, him, Daryl, and I'm not sure if Bobby came with us, but I think he did. We went to the Gold Coast. So walked into the Gold Coast, went up to the tables. They were $10 tables. The surface wasn't too bad. I think they were 12-foot tables, and they had the repeater bit. The only thing I don't like about the repeater bits is, you got to hit those numbers so many times, which is repeaters, right? And when you make a point and you come out with a 7, it's like the ATS. It all gets wiped out. So it's pretty hard to make repeaters without throwing a 7 in between somewhere, unless you're lucky that you're having a long roll that you can hit those repeaters. I'm not saying that they don't happen. I'm sure they do, but they're normally going to happen on long rolls. If you're not having long rolls, pretty hard to hit the repeaters unless you're only playing like the aces or the 12 where you only need them like 2 times. Then maybe not too bad, but those numbers are hard to hit also. Okay, so anyway, we went to the Gold Coast. Let's see, where are we? Okay, then we went back to the Nugget from the Gold Coast, where Fuji and I made some money and got lucky and made some money. And from that night, we ended it there. And then on the 23rd, that's when Fuji called me in the morning. I was at the Nugget. He was at El Cortez. He was going to be checking out that day. So anyway, he called me up, said, Mel, what you doing? I said, well, I'm just getting up. So he said, why don't you come down? I'll meet you at the tables at the El Cortez. So I said, sure, I'll get there. Of course, it took me a little while. I had to ride my scooter all the way down the Fremont Experience, but I got there. The only problem is when I got there, Fuji was already throwing. He was already on the table throwing. Not too many people on the table. Might have been 3 people maybe. So I walk in there and here's Fuji. I look on the table and now he's already at black chip level. So I'm telling myself, well, I guess I missed this roll, right? So anyway, he kept throwing and throwing, and I didn't want to buy in even after he made his point. That's not my type of buying in, especially when the roll was that long. So anyway, I know that he was going to push his 9. In fact, he did up to 300. I thought, I'm just make it 350 already, Fuji. You hit that, it's going to pay you $490, $10 for 500, right? So maybe I shouldn't have told him that. Because then the next couple rolls, 0.7. But anyway, he was on a monster. It was 30 plus rolls for sure, and I missed that. So again, that's me, always late for the party. And anyway, ended up when he got through, we just went around, had some lunch, check out something. Then he had to head home back to Arizona. And I had a great time hanging around with Fuji, Bobby, Daryl, all those people. I mean, well, they're all great people. So anyway, so since everybody just about left, some who went home, Mar guys had their things going. So it was more like, I should say just Mar guys, but ACS crew, they were all up there and they had their filming going and their playing going on, which is all great. Me and Bobby hung out together. He was staying at the Cal. I was staying at the Nugget. So we ended up, he called me up. He said, hey, let's go have breakfast at the Cal at the top, the local eating place. So we went over there. I didn't think the line would be that long. The line was pretty long. So we took about half an hour, maybe a little longer to just get our food. So I was thinking I'm going to eat breakfast. By the time we got to the front of the line, I said, I guess I'm going to have a Simon and hamburger. So my breakfast turned into lunch. So after that, we came back down. Let's see. After that, we came back down. And then Bobby and I hung out together for the rest of the night. Then on the 24th, I was showing at the Nugget during the morning by myself. And I told myself that this is my last night, so I need to stop thinking about staying alive and playing staying alive, and let's go to black chip level as soon as we can. So anyway, I was playing there at the Nugget by myself. I got onto this $15 table, playing a little while, up and down, and then finally I decided, well, there's a table that's open there, $25 table. I thought, okay, let's go there and play. So I went on there and played and got lucky. It seems like, there wasn't a lot of people on the table, maybe 4 or 5 of us, but everybody could throw pretty decent. So I made some profit playing with them. I wanted to recover $2,000 so that, because I lost that $700, not in gambling, but hopefully somebody who really needed the money found it and enjoyed themselves. But I just wanted to make back $2,000. I wasn't losing that much, but I wanted to recover my 700 and make some other profit. So anyway, I was playing on a $25 table. I was making some money, and then I got a call from Bobby, my other Craps Hawaii crew member. They were at the Fremont. So he told me, hey, come over to the Fremont because Nate Fernandez, Darth Vader was going to be there, Steve Holstrom, Access Craps, he was going to be there, and a couple of their students. So I said, oh, that'd be a great time. Let's go over there and try to see if we can make some money. So anyway, I went to Fremont, met up with them. They were all on the table. We all started throwing. Up, down, not bad. But nothing really great, except their student, Dean. He threw well. He threw like 27 rolls, and then later on, my Steve Holstrom threw, I don't know, a double-digit roll. So anyway, made a few dollars, maybe 300 or so, something like that. And it was a great time for me to meet those people. And then I guess they went out. They had some meetings they had to go to. So I went back to the Nugget and played the rest of the night out, trying to get make my $2,000 goal, like I said. But I ran out of time. My plane was leaving at 7 o'clock, but I wanted to get to the airport early enough so I wouldn't know how to, where to take my scooter, how to get through TSA and all that stuff. So I had my limo pick me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I played on the table till 3:30 and said, well, I guess I gotta go. I didn't reach my goal. I was short of my goal by, I don't know, $500 or so. So anyway, cashed in, went to the room, grabbed my bags, brought it down, and ended up catching my limo to the airport and had a great ride back on the plane, pretty smooth all the way. Tried to catch some sleep, maybe got a couple hours of sleep. And that was my trip report for my April trip. So I think I came home winning from the gambling side about $300. If I haven't lost, if I didn't lose that $700, I would have come home with all my bankroll plus 300. So if I count that $700 loss, then I would be $700, about what, 300, about 350 loss or something like that. But because I didn't lose it at gambling, I didn't count it as my loss. So if I didn't lose that money, I'd be $300 in the plus. So anyway, thanks people for supporting the channel. Stay tuned for that big monster rolls that we had at the filming at El Cortez. Again, thank you for all your support. Really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe and the like button and share the channel with your friends. Again, you ever go into the casinos and play, please play to stay alive.